All right, how's it going, Mr. Helen? I appreciate you making time to speak with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, so I saw that you recently got promoted to your role in March of 2021, and I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about your company and your company's potential needs for our product. But first, I wanted to really understand your knowledge of our product. Could you tell me a little bit about what you know about Gartner?
Not too much, actually. I know that you guys help with, dedicated research, especially for CIOs. I've been in the IT space for a little while in my previous employer. Kind of started out, just helping with the IT, here. But now I'm kind of the director of the IT infrastructure and the operations. I work really closely with the CFO to try to develop different strategies to help us be more efficient, but also be able to hit our goals that our CEO has put out to double our growth over the next few years.
Okay, you're looking to double growth up over the next few years. Perfect. You don't mind if I take notes, do you?
No, please.
Okay, I appreciate it. Great. Well, that's great to hear. And I saw the reason I saw your company is because you attended that CIO leadership forum back in August, I believe. And so it's great to hear. A little bit more about Gartner that you may not know is that we're the leading research and advisory firm advising 3/4 of the Fortune 1000 companies in every step of their planning and implementations of their strategy. So we've been able to help out a lot with that, and we have great abundance of research in the IT fields. So I was wondering if I could get into a couple questions with you to kind of understand your needs a little further and see where we could really help with our research and our other tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So I know that you did start this role a little more recently. I kind of wanted to understand how your day-to-day was looking, just so I know really what you control and what your objectives are.
Yeah. So, currently I'm trying to update and upgrade the company's e-commerce platform. And that would be, optimizing online sales of various brands that we have underneath our umbrella. And again, the whole goal there is to have double-digit growth each year, which again is not easy, but I think it's definitely doable if we have the right infrastructure in place.
Okay, perfect. I 100% agree. And you'd say your transition's been smooth for the most part from your last role?
Yeah, I would just say probably wasn't really on the radar of a lot of the C-suite execs, a few years back, and then I was hired to help, with the IT infrastructure, and then recently got promoted to the director, which basically is giving me more decision-making capabilities, but stay really close to the CFO and also the CEO when it comes to making buying decisions. But typically, I'm making the recommendation, as long as it makes sense financially, we're able to move forward with it. And that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to connect with you today, just see what Gartner had to offer. And that would help me, be able to position that to, some of the individuals that I work with internally.
Okay, that's great to hear. Have there been any major challenges or setbacks that you faced since taking on this position?
Not specifically. I think just trying to understand, what it's going to do to help us grow in this tech world that we're all working in these days, and just maintain the rapid growth that we've seen over the last couple of years.
Okay, perfect. That's good to hear. I guess some of my other questions would revolve around what criteria would you use when evaluating potentially purchasing Gartner's product?
Yeah, for me, mainly it's the ROI that the investment's going to yield. I think that's really important, right? That's going to help me make some solid decisions. If we can't quantify, what that ROI is going to be, it'd be much harder, justify a big expense right now. So that's really where I'm focusing my time. And then we have, other IT contracts that we're trying to evaluate, but realistically, it's going to be the ROI that can, make one company better than the others, and then maybe some of the other fringe benefits offered along the way to help us just round out our strategy.
Okay, perfect. And so your major goals are to update and upgrade your e-commerce platform. You're looking for double-digit growth in a certain amount of years. Do you have a specific number on that?
Well, we want to have double digit growth every year. So I would say in the next 3 to 5 years, I would like to have a personal goal of doubling the revenues that we've seen. And I think it's possible, and it's definitely a stretch goal, but something I'm really passionate about hitting, and getting the C-suite to get there as well.
Yeah, because that's something your company's been successful in since 2000. So has there been anything in particular that has kind of driven that growth?
I think we're doing all the right things, right? We're paying attention to the key metrics. But now, as you know, like we're all living in this digital world, and we need, more assistance, operating in it.
Mhm.
Um, so I think we really need to go through a technological transformation to have the right platforms that are going to help us grow. And then, that's kind of what we're here today for.
Well, perfect. That's great to hear. Focusing on the metrics is our bread and butter. So if you're still interested in seeing what we can do for you, I would love to share my presentation with you and kind of get into some of the tools that we can provide.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Are you seeing this all right?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right, perfect. I'm just gonna make it nice and big for your screen so everything is a lot prettier, a lot more presentable.
Yeah, I can see it looks good.
Sounds good, sounds good. Okay, so some of the biggest things that I think are gonna be important for you are our research and our cost optimization tools. Our research provides, documents covering over 1,300 topics in all aspects of IT in 9 vertical industries. What I think this could be extremely helpful for is your updating and upgrading of the e-commerce platform. But we can get more into that in a further slide. And then for cost optimization, I think what we can provide for you is we can really help you look at your current metrics and compare them to those in our database. And in addition to this, I know you said you had IT contracts that you were trying to evaluate. And so I'll show you how we can kind of help you do better with those. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So let's just hop right into our research. So for our research, we use a process where we analyze and peer review from a bunch of different angles, and we use scenarios, surveys, pattern recognition, everything searched and verified. And we actually have a lot of proprietary methodologies that we use in this research as well. So for you, what I think would be important would more so be the magic quadrant. And so for the magic quadrant, what we do is when you're looking for potentially new ways to upgrade your e-commerce platform or new technologies, we show you leaders, visionaries, niche players, and challengers in the industry. So we can kind of see which one best fits your needs. And we do this on a criteria of ability to execute and completeness of vision. And with this product, or with this proprietary methodology, we have one that goes hand in hand, which is our critical capabilities. And so with this, it becomes more specific to your current scenario, and we're able to further investigate which product and service is going to pertain to you and which is going to be best to help you in your specific case. Do you have any questions
Wow,
about that?
that's awesome. This is really cool stuff.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. We have more of those proprietary methodologies, but they're less less relevant to your current situation. So what I want to do right now is I want to hop into our cost optimization tools.
Mm-hmm.
And so with these cost optimization tools, what we have at Gartner is we have the IT key metrics, where as you can see, we have over 90 individual reports, which has so many data points over so many industries. And what we do is we pair this with our budget tool. And what this does is it compares your metrics, which you are able to put in less than an hour. It usually only takes about 20 minutes, and it compares them to many in the industry. So this would really help you cut costs and be able to really do the best with your current data. And then in our next slide, what I wanted to cover was our contract review. I know you said you had the contracts in which you were trying to evaluate. Gartner essentially saves our clients 15 to 20% on each of the contracts that we review. And so based on the price of contracts, these savings can be extremely high. As you can see here, for a $5 million contract, we've usually been able to save up to 750,000. Do you have any questions about any of this?
No, it all looks good. I think it, fits into some of the things I'm thinking about, just around ROI. But I think, good next step would be to, try to involve, some of the other decision makers. So we can ask some really high gain questions, and, maybe you can share the PowerPoint and pull myself, the CEO and CFO into a meeting and kind of hear, next steps with Gartner.
Okay, perfect. I would love to. Do you have a day that you're mostly available next week where we can meet with all the executive partners?
Yeah, I think Thursday of next week would work really well.
Okay, Thursday afternoon, say 3.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, perfect. I'll send you a calendar invite. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Drew.
Thank you.